So, does anyone remember where you started last time? Where we all
Well,
started?
we started at the
beginning.
the keep.
That's right. Yep.
Have we named that thing? Is it named?
Garden.
The garden.
No,
Yeah, I think we just kept it.
garden. Because Millicene is in charge.
It's not the garden. It's the garden.
Yeah, that.
No,
I'm sorry. What? How do you say it, Millicene?
the garden.
There it is.
Garden.
There it is.
The garden.
I haven't caught
Leviosa.
Yeah.
yet.
So we started off at the garden, and we basically woke up, voted to go, and we headed our way over to this treasure trove.
Wasn't there the little blue stone thing?
We left that there though.
After a good bit of dawdling. And once you'd made sure that Malcolm was about ready to explode, then you guys departed for the ruins that you'd promised to take Malcolm to. I think it was like some 2 weeks beforehand. All right,
and
so
we ended up deciding to leave the blue stone in the pool because it was generating water.
Yep.
Yes.
That's where the Infinity Stones lies.
One of the Infinity Stones, or Infinite Stones.
Important distinction.
Orn still has his at-large emerald.
Now, is that a time stone?
Oh,
Well, it's green. Maybe it produces earth.
yeah, or like some trees. Like
You produce earth.
dude, you should like throw it down like a Pokemon. Are we allowed
Yes.
to say it?
They all produce water.
Man.
Yeah, Poker Stone.
Pokestone.
That's true. That one was in water too.
I'm gonna name it.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make another source of water once we get back. I decided that over Andy trying to explain that wasn't necessary.
Wait,
I
can we
know,
call it
Ken.
Pokestone?
Pokestone Gardens.
Welcome to Pokestonia.
Poke.
All right, sorry.
So you arrived, and you guys are in rare form tonight. So you guys arrived at the ruins with your 7 little dwarves, barely holding them back, barely able to keep them under control as you arrived at the ruins where you had promised them this great hoard of treasure. But before they went down, you guys were able to convince them to wait and let you send your scout out ahead. And Eve came back and reported in that looked like the treasure was all down there.
Eve is stealthing currently.
Yeah.
Eve, yeah, that's some incredible stealth.
Yeah.
Why don't you? I think John should go put the wig on, and Mac will play Bard.
That's, I think, a fair compromise.
I think Mac should put the wig on.
Even better. So what happened next? Popcorn Thoric.
I think Popcorn Gary.
He was AFK.
He was also invisible.
What happened, Gary?
Oh wow! Okay, so that actually is Thoric. Manny is actually there. I thought he'd screen captured himself. He was so still. He's just not even moving. It's like, wow.
Pretty good.
He managed to figure that out before I did. I don't even know how to do that.
Yeah, Gary, give us that recap.
Yeah, so we went off to this ruins because we told the dwarfs we were going to get gold. So we were pulling through on our promise to them. And we arrived. Sandstorm starts happening. People go downstairs and we encounter
Bum, bum,
a
bum.
door. After Eve does some scouting and the dog realizes the door is starting to creep open, and he tries everything in his dogly power to prevent it from happening. However, he was overcome by some skeletons and a a wailing thing, a wailing woman figure thing.
A whaler, if you will.
Not a banshee, just a wailing undead maybe creature.
Are you guys fat shaming a goal?
What?
What?
Sounds like you're fat shaming a goal.
A ghoul?
I mean, I mentioned nothing about weight.
Oh, you said whaling. Like you called him a whale.
Oh. No.
Is that not it? Did I miss that?
Wailing as in screeching, as in...
Well, it
Oh.
would be killing whales.
Crying.
Okay.
Not
Yeah,
that.
I did.
Sorry, I was trying to demonstrate a breach there.
I did enunciate my whale. I said whaling.
Yeah.
She
That
whaled.
might be where I got him.
What?
Yeah, and then we defeated her ish, and that's what I remember.
That's all she wrote.
Yeah, then we got 10,000 gold each, and we went back to the garden and had a long rest.
10,000
Well,
gold, long rest.
We're in the end
well,
game.
I think we leveled up like 8 times, right?
We did. We're all
Okay.
level 17
Yeah.
now.
Thork did invest in that silver mine, and I'm should be expecting some return soon. Probably at least 15% return on that. So
On that 20.
You
probably
invested.
like 300,000 pounds of silver.
That's about right.
well, anyway. You find yourselves all at the bottom of this shaft. Sand beginning to filter down from above.
The base of the shaft, if you will.
Yeah.
I could just see Dovin's face and it made me laugh.
What are you talking about?
Your face is funny looking.
It's not the
I was
first time
laughing
it's
at
been.
yours.
It's not the first time it's been to the bottom of the shaft.
Oh,
Oh.
we're all 12.
But
13.
this is a very, very mature show.
Yeah, guys, come on, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, Critical Role's about to come onto our show,
Oh.
so we need to behave.
Oh man.
Well, no more money.
So you don't think the Pokemon demonetized?
Oh no, yeah, it was just it's layers on layers on layers.
I mean,
Alright.
if somebody mentions Disney, then we'll just be done.
Oh.
So Bard, where we had left off, you were trying to get the attention of the rest of the party to the wall and the sconce that you had mounted on it.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, as I recall, I was trying to find the panic room, but all the zombies and the whaler came in and kept the party distracted. So, yeah, I guess now that all of the zombies are gone, I guess we'll just look up at the party and see what they're planning on doing.
All right. In the middle of the room, you've all been filling your sacks with this hoard of gold, and everyone got, I think we established about 400 gold worth of treasure. Various bits of treasure. So, Manny, with the skeletons defeated and the wailing woman gone, you can take any large container that you have with you and stuff as much gold as you want into it.
I will do so.
All right. So, I was trying to figure out how we're going to do the map for tonight. And I think the best solution when we're not in combat is that I'll just let you guys draw out the map for yourselves. And then if you have questions about it, you can reference to me. But otherwise, I'm just going to give you little visual examples of what the map looks like. Of what the room that you're in, sorry, not the map.
Nose goes on the back drawer.
Looks like.
I'm a great artist. I'll draw it.
There you go.
I thought you used to draw the maps, Devin.
Yeah, he was like Leonardo DiCaprio.
That's right.
I'm a great artist.
All right, so the room that you're in looks like this. You've got a pillar in each corner, an entrance directly ahead of you, and in the middle of it, a large treasure hoard. Large treasure hoard. There, see? Way better.
Is it like in
Zoom into
a
the
mountain
ceiling?
form? Like there might be a dragon under it?
No, it's not that big.
Okay.
It looks like a considerable amount of wealth was piled here, not a dragon sword worth.
Well, how's the double doors looking?
Blown apart.
Nothing else is coming through that.
Nope. The room seems strangely quiet.
Well, after I grab my gold, I will.
You already checked the bodies? You sniff around?
I'm not sniffing.
No, I'm talking about me.
No, if you want to sniff, sniff.
Yeah, I'm gonna sniff around.
Don't you sniff with your tongue?
Hey, did that wailing woman
But like lizards do, right?
laugh, or did she just disappear? Did we see her die on screen?
No,
She just disappeared.
she's disappeared.
Crap, she'll be back.
What's your rules?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll loot the bodies too.
There are 6 skeletons inside this room with you.
What's inside them?
Air? Dried bones?
How good are the
What?
bones?
They're delicious. I've already had one.
Thank you, Bart.
But they do have a variety of rusty weapons with them. Looks as though they
Would I be able to do a history check to see if they're like any type of like, I don't know, artifact or antique type of weaponry that would sell
Sure. Go
pretty
ahead.
good?
Go roll be an investigate check, sir.
Boom, we got a 9.
Okay. Looking at these weapons, none of them appear valuable enough that you would want to use them. They might be useful for scrap. None of them appear to have been magical weapons because they're rusting, and you know that magical weapons don't rust or wear down over time because they're protected by the magical energy that is on them.
Wow, you're going hardcore on that role play there, Melusine.
Oh, do you have the wine finally?
I'm using a martini glass this time.
Oh, excellent.
Not my little champagne glass. I'll cycle through all the different kinds of glasses I have.
We appreciate your sacrifice.
I know. It's a big sacrifice for me.
All right, so Thoric, as you look at the weapons, you can see that none of them are magical here. There is a tunnel directly outside the doorway that goes to the left and goes to the right.
Andy, do I have time to run over there and try and grab the sconce and try and open up the secret door?
Sure. Yeah, this time you can go ahead and warp up because you're not under pressure. And what you were trying to do before, which was warp up and like grab onto it with your little doggy paws, this is now easy for you to do. All right. Bard teleports into the air from the far wall. He teleports into the air, wraps his little doggy paws, and you hear a as the torch sconce distends from the wall, and suddenly the large 10-foot wide door rotates halfway open.
Ooh. I look at them like, look what I did.
You Bart.
Rough.
Good boy? Maybe? We'll see.
Well, that's where we went last time, right?
Yep.
All right.
Well, there might be something new there now.
Malcolm's like finishing stuffing treasure into one of his urns. He goes, well now, 'tis a trapped wall. You didn't be seeing that very often.
This is how we got out of here last time.
So not blowing the door open, then with high explosives.
No, that was interesting
That was
choice.
fun.
Aye, well, some people solve puzzles some ways, some people solve it other ways.
And some people just blow the puzzle up, right?
Exactly. Then you don't have to worry about the
All's
puzzling.
fair and hoops and ladders.
I haven't heard that one before, but yeah. So I suggest that we leave out this way as well.
You guys broke up there, so what are we doing?
I was saying I suggest that we leave out this way as well.
Well, last time we left that way, the whole entire place collapsed behind us.
Oh.
Well,
We could probably just go straight back up, out the way we came.
Well,
Fight
didn't
off
you
a couple of
want to
skeletons.
visit that shrine again for the statue?
Well, we can check that out, but we don't have to leave that way.
I suppose.
We should keep our eyes peeled for those golden idols.
Yeah, is there any more golden idols in this
Yeah,
room?
can we search
I'm here.
for those?
Eve.
I'm just saying I'm here, so.
Okay.
No.
Eve's not here yet right now. So there are no golden idols among the treasure hoard that is on the ground here.
I know that Eve has one.
Mm-hmm.
And
I forget if she told you guys that she had it, but she definitely does have it.
the double doors that the undead came through, that's unexplored territory, right? We haven't
Correct.
been there.
Yep.
There's 2 pathways.
And one of them we know ends up being blocked because of the cave-in.
I just wanted to open a door because it's something I can do.
You feel useful?
What if it's like a circular twist knob, though?
Well, yeah, I don't have mage hand yet, but I will.
All right. Well, if we gather our things, I suggest we go down that.
Let's go check out the double doors, see where they lead us.
Agreed.
Okay. As you proceed through the exploded double doors, the tunnel opens to the left and the right on either side of you. You can see a 10-foot wide tunnel proceeding to your left and your right.
Which one smells less foul?
Are there any dead ends we can see at either one?
Bard, roll a perception check for me with advantage using your sense of smell.
All right. And that is not great. Let's see. That would be a 14.
14?
Put that up there. Oh, yeah.
Haha. Okay. That what I had pulled up just went away. So, Bard, to your left, you smell faintly salty air, almost like from seawater coming from your left.
Okay.
From the left tunnel. From the right tunnel, it smells dry and arid, as if it has been many, many years since any air moved down the right passage. You do also see, as you look down to the left and the right, that there are 3 doors on the side of the tunnel.
On the right side or the left side,
So
or on both sides?
Going down the left tunnel, there are 3 doors on the right side of the tunnel, and going down the right tunnel, there are 3 doors on the left side of the tunnel.
Gotcha.
Can I also look to see if I can see anything? Because the dog won't be able to tell us what he sees.
Sure. Do you have
Me
dark
too.
vision?
I have dark vision.
I do.
Roll your perception checks.
Well, I rolled a nat 20.
Ooh.
He's inside the
Get
damn
those
soul.
out of the way early on.
I guess I just see whatever you just described to him, too.
You see the doorways to the left and the doorways to the right, and something else, Gary. There is a faint outline in the stone just in front of you. A door hidden in the rocks directly in front of you in the tunnel wall.
I'm
So you
gonna
guys
tell
can't-
everyone that I think
Melon.
I think I see a door right in front of us.
Right in front of you.
Right here.
Yep.
Open it.
You know the password, lady.
You found it. You figure out how to open it.
Oh, I just saw it. I seen it.
Seen it. Is there an obvious way to open this door?
It just looks
Can I
like a.
cast
So
detect
Gary is
magic on
pointing
it?
at a rock wall. Gary is pointing at this stone wall that looks to be solid set stone and is emphatically informing you that there is a doorway there.
This is the Skyrim exit to the
Gotcha.
cave.
Right.
Maybe you should run at it really fast and see if it opens.
All right, you go ahead and give it a try. I think you're the fastest one in the group. So.
I'm an old man. What do I do? Get the dwarf to do it.
Use your head.
Use your, but I don't want to use
Why do I have to
my
do it?
Send the fat
Make
dwarf
the dog
into
do it. He likes to run at things.
I
Dog,
have
run
more
at
to
the
live
wall.
for than you, old man.
Is there any candles or sconces around?
Not since the ones that Bard was playing with. Yes,
Can I
Thork.
use my detect magic on it?
Thork, what'd you have?
I had a 15.
For your perception check, you'll see the same thing that Bard did. And you will also smell faintly. I wouldn't say it's fresher. It's just not the same dry, arid air that you're breathing as you smell down the right tunnel. Smelling down the left tunnel smells a little bit salty.
Everyone, the air feels different to the left. It's has a bit of a salty aroma to it. Reminds me of a
Could be a way out.
seasoned pork.
Seasoned
I think-
pork is the first thing you think of.
Oh, woman, I'm hungry.
All right.
What else would I be thinking about? Do you not see me? I'm a dwarf.
The ocean?
Like,
Yes, something similar.
Well, let's go there. I want to go to the beach.
Pineapple and pork.
Sounds lovely. I vote left.
Okay.
Can I sniff the hidden door spot that
Can I
pointing out?
Sure.
detect magic on that
Roll,
sucker?
roll your perception check, Bard, or investigate. This would be an investigate check.
Okay. And then you're detecting magic.
Yeah, I would like to detect magic on the door.
Bard, what'd you get?
That was a nat 20.
He sniffs the door open.
Bard, you were able to detect the seams in the rock. Very, very thin, hair-thin seams in the stone. But they are here. There are definitely seams in this rock that lets you know that there is a doorway here. And Gary, as you detect magic from the doorway, you detect no magic inside the door itself. However, the entire wall has a lattice work of runes laid into the stones. So as you detect magic, you get a strong magical aura from that wall all the way down the chamber.
I'm telling people what I see.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I barked
This,
at the
this place is cursed with something. There might be more to that ghost lady. Should be careful.
Well, then let's leave.
I'm going to try to force the door open.
Should we
Door
leave?
open. Yeah, can we try to open this door?
Okay, let's go through it.
How do you want to open it? It appears to be just a smooth stone surface.
Like, push it, try to feel for like a rock that has give to it, maybe.
Okay. So roll me an investigate check, Gary.
$13.
13. As you feel all over the surface here, as you press on it, as you give it a couple good whacks, it doesn't appear to move at all. It doesn't even shift as you strike it with your weapon.
I was trying to feel for a loose stone, like a push-in one, like a book.
Use your Eldritch Blast or whatever that thing is.
Shoot the rock.
Shoot the rock, yes.
Well, I could just let me shoot a sacred flame at it
Okay.
to catch it.
All right, so that's a cantrip at Thoric. You don't need to roll a control because we're not in combat right now, but as you do, as you summon the magical energy and as you cast it at the wall, the door swings outward.
Oh, that was
It
easy.
worked.
Wow.
Nice.
Like completely out.
It's open?
It opens halfway out into the tunnel. It's only a 5-foot wide door.
I pull it open the rest of the way.
It's a stone door.
Gary, you should go in first.
No way.
Are you
Let
trying,
the
Yeah,
dog
are
go
you
in
trying to
first.
break
It's
the
not-
door off the
Send
mount?
someone else first.
Or-
I'm going.
Yeah, Gary and the dog.
That way, you go.
No, I mean I opened it, but you wanted to go.
I've already poofed it.
Oh, he already poofed
I
it.
just went.
So you just,
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah, go get the dog.
how far-
Gary.
Check for traps, baby.
how far in do you go,
Why don't you
Bard?
send the rogue in?
All the way? All right. Bard, you appear 60 feet down a narrow 5-foot tunnel. You can hear the sound of voices behind you. Ahead of you, a small room opens up, roughly 15 feet long and 10 feet wide. It's kind of a smoothly round room ahead of you. It's very dark ahead, and you don't see anything in the room.
All right, I'm gonna crouch down and start dotty crawling and sniffing as I go.
Okay. As you do sniff, Bard, and as you're smelling around in here, you can see that the dust on the ground here appears to have been disturbed over time. Looks as though someone has set something onto the stone floor here. There appear to be 2 indentations in the stone, a couple inches deep.
Are they like what shape are they? Are they like
They're-
cylindrical?
They're round cylindrical depressions in the middle of the room, a little bit closer to the left wall.
Gotcha. So from the floor.
They're
Like,
set
so-
into the floor.
Gotcha. Can I see like the bottom of it? Or
They only go a few inches deep,
okay.
and the room itself is. When you walk into the room, the whole length of the room is 20 feet long and it is 15 feet wide.
Okay. I'm gonna bark back at him.
So all of you hear Bard barking from down this tunnel.
Well, I'm
Here's
going to
to-
continue to go down the tunnel.
Yep, on the way.
Narrow, dark
All
tunnel.
right.
All right, so Orin, you're going down the tunnel. As you reach about halfway down the tunnel, I need a dexterity saving throw from you.
No.
Trap.
That I did not foresee you guys. I did not foresee one of you teleporting over the trap. That was unexpected.
It's safe, guys. I use magic.
Oh no.
You said a dex save?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I got a 2 on the die. I don't know what my plus is right now, but yeah.
I highly doubt that's enough. So, Orn, the stone floor gives way underneath you. A pit opens underneath you. Who is behind Orn?
Can I react to this?
Who was? Did anyone go down the tunnel after Orn?
He did.
No.
He did.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
behind him.
Yeah.
I said I was on, but I
Sure.
was asking if I can react.
How do you want to react?
To this spell. I have Misty Step. Could I
yourself.
see to where Bard was kind of down the hall with my dark vision?
Sure.
If I can see that room, I'm gonna Misty Step there.
Save yourself. That's good. Thanks.
I can only do it for myself.
No stints for risking the whole party.
Teamwork.
It's a bonus action, so I figured I could use it as a reaction.
Orn, you fall 20 feet into a
Ow.
stone pit. It's 6, so it's going to be... You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as you crash into the floor.
Okay.
And you are in the bottom of a stone chasm. All of
How-
you... Sorry?
How wide is this pit?
It is 5 feet wide and is 10 feet long.
I'm gonna just kind of like climb myself up.
It's very smooth rock. It's very
Yeah, I
smooth
can-
rock.
You can push your feet up. I've got claws, dude.
That's true. You do have claws. You're probably
And I can just put my hands on the wall and my feet on the wall behind me.
All right. So I need everyone else to make a perception check.
Is this a smelly smell kind of thing?
13.
13? No, this is a sound.
19.
Sound, okay. That'd be a routine.
That would be a solid 5.
Okay. Melusine and Gary, the two of you hear a faint rock on rock sound. It sounds like stone is sliding on stone. Orn, above you, you don't have dark vision, so you don't see this, but you're climbing in the dark. Melusine, as you look down the tunnel, you can see that there is a stone that is rising up to fill the gap that Orn left in the floor.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well, at least we can.
And Gary,
Walk across.
as you look back, you can see that the stone is almost halfway across the gap, and it is sliding back up to close that gap.
Like trap him down there.
Yep.
I'm gonna try to climb as fast as I can.
You don't hear anything.
Climb faster.
And I don't see
Yell
anything,
for him to
right?
climb
Nope.
faster. The floor is closing.
I still think I would want to climb out as fast as I could.
I bet
right?
you would want to get out of there as fast as possible. Are you sure you're sufficiently motivated, Orn?
Oh yeah. Should I roll a strength check or athletics check
Yes,
on this?
roll me an athletics check, sir.
Born Philly the pig.
12.
12. You don't fall at all as you slide, as you scrape along the stones, but about halfway up, your head connects with a moving stone. A large piece of stone is sliding over you, and you realize you're about to be sealed in.
Is it a way for me to grab that stone and pull myself up on top of that stone?
You can, but as you
It's narrow.
Could get cut in half, basically.
Could get cut in half.
Do it.
I can create
Does anyone have a thing that could get him out?
I mean, it has the lever reset on the floor, like the little trigger plate, or
Can you thunder wave him, dog? Dog, thunder wave him.
all right.
Thunderwave
Push him.
down.
This
I can. Let me help.
this is what's happening,
Thunder wave
Orn.
him up.
You're having a stone slide in to the
Get
gap.
it. I like to get it.
All right, so you can totally grab onto that and try to use that to pull yourself up.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, roll me another athletics check.
inspiration? Can I shoot out some bardic inspiration? Like, oh, sorry, dude, you got it.
Bard
Don't leave the dog.
Bard starts howling.
Country music.
What is that?
My brother died. I had to shoot him.
Now I'm about to get crushed by the stone.
You guys,
Very poetic.
your camera.
It's a D6.
I think your camera froze, guys. Try some percussive maintenance.
Does that work?
Yep.
It was frozen in the best spot.
All right.
Nice.
Ooh, yes. 25.
25. Orn, as you pull yourself up, you feel the far wall slide against your back scales as your feet
I just failed to pull myself up.
as you just pull yourself up onto the stone and it slides into place. And as it does, it rises back up and locks into place. And I need another dex save.
I'm going
Did he
to.
just
Indiana Jones crap.
done the trigger?
You feel it rise back up to its original position, and as it clicks into place, suddenly you realize, wait, it's right back where it was. I'm right back where I was.
Natural 1.
What?
You summoned a chaos gate.
You must get like a reaction right now.
You opened
Melusine
the
is, I
warp.
think, the only one who's close enough to do anything. Gary and Bard, the two of you are further down the tunnel.
Is this going to be my internal hell?
I think he just summoned a demon while trying to
Cast
escape.
something to like blast him backwards off of the.
Why do you want to hurt me?
You want me to attack him?
Well, we gotta get him off the thing.
You guys have rope.
Yeah, but the thing's gonna close.
All right.
Yeah, it's
who's,
gonna close.
Who's gonna take a
Thoric has
reaction?
no
You
idea
guys,
what's happening.
you guys are about
Thoric is lost.
almost out of time here.
I can thunder wave you.
Oh, you got Thunderwave too?
Why do you guys want to hurt me? I just want
We
to grab
don't.
the ledge. Can I grab onto the ledge? Is that an athletics check?
Nope.
Is that up to us?
That's what you were trying to do with your dexterity save. Your hands were in the wrong position.
Okay.
You just like roll on your back. Oh shit.
Do whatever.
Mel, what you got?
Will a 10 hit him with thunder wave?
10 doesn't. You don't need to roll to hit with Thunderwave. He needs to roll a save.
Yeah, he
And
has to roll.
Oh yeah.
And I'll say because of his
And I don't
current
need to
condition,
roll.
he can't currently save against this. He'd need like a natural
Perfect.
20 to save against this. So he's gonna get moved. And as he does, how much damage does he take?
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Good thing I didn't Thunderwave at the same time.
Once Thoric figures out what's happening,
You could have just hit him from both sides and left him in exactly the same.
Orin, it's okay. Once my character figures out what's going on, he'll probably hit.
Probably.
Character figures it out.
12.
Yeah, because his perception's kind of like stupid right now. So Thoric is in the back, like, what's happening?
12 damage.
Really nice
How
rocks here.
wide is this platform?
Orin, you are smacked for 12 damage, and you slide across the floor to the other side as the stone gives way again underneath you. But you land
Sorry.
on the other side.
And you're welcome.
Whoa, you made it.
Eve is back. I'm going to mute the mic for a second while our dog goes crazy.
Okay.
Bard's gonna go crazy.
Orin slides to the other side. Gary, you're on the far side too. What do you want to do?
I want to check this room out as
Okay.
well.
Roll-
Check it out.
Roll me an investigate check. A
15.
15. Gary, as you examine this room and you notice the 2 depressions in the floor, something about that sticks in your mind. Something was mounted into the floor and looks like it might have been leaned into the left wall. As you look further up the left wall, you can see 2 indentations up there. And with your dark vision, you realize there's a space above the left wall that you can't see. There's not a wall. There's not a wall there. The wall ends about 50 feet in the air.
You said there was like a statue or a figure or something that had these indentations on it?
No, the room you walked into, which is 20 feet long and 15 feet wide, in the floor near the left wall, there are 2 indentations about 2 feet apart, and they go a few inches into the stone. They're very, very old. And the floor here is covered with dust. That's how you're able to pick them out. But as you look at them, you realize looks like something was mounted into those 2 indentations there, and then leaned up against the left wall because you can see 2 other indentations in the left wall. And as you look above those, you realize there's a space about 50 feet up the wall that you can't see into.
Must have been a ladder. Something to get up there. I'm gonna point up there. I guess only the dog and Orin can see.
Orin's looking up at you from the floor, and Bard's...
I'm almost dead.
There was a ladder that went up there somewhere.
Care about no ladder?
Well, get up there. There's a secret way up there.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell the rest of the group there's another passageway.
So Mel,
How-
Thoric, and all 7 of the dwarves are back in the hallway. You can hear-
I'll let everyone know if they don't know already. Watch out for the pressure plate.
But we don't know which one it is.
I bet you do.
Can I remember which one it is?
You can definitely
Since
remember which one it is. Yeah, it's
Twice.
Yeah.
Could be your nightmares.
it's exactly halfway down the tunnel.
Is it like a stone we can just not step on, or is it a huge thing that we can't?
It's a 10-foot gap, so you'll need to leap across it.
I'm right there on the edge.
dang
There. Thunderwave Point pushes me 10 feet.
Well, no, I'm going to let it close first. And my question is, if once it's closed and reset, can we just step over the pressure plate? Or is it a big stone?
The whole stone is the pressure plate.
The pressure plate.
The whole stone is?
Yeah, is 10 feet.
Oh, I see. I thought it was like little stone paths that made it up.
No,
Like
the whole thing.
Like Indiana Jones.
So I'm right there, right next to the plate then, because Thunderwave only pushes you 10 feet.
Yep.
But you're in the middle of the plate, so you're probably 5 feet.
I was figuring
Yeah,
you were near the edge because you just pulled yourself up over the lip. So when it moved you 10 feet down the corridor, you're now almost into the room.
Okay. Well, I'll let everyone know where it's at, and then we can figure out, I have an idea. What if we threw a rope to the other side, and they jumped, and as they were up in the air, we pulled them across? She could just fly.
And I could carry people.
How many people do we have on the other side?
Like 9.
Back and forth, right?
Oh,
The
never mind. So Eve is just going to carry people back and forth.
Okay. So as you stand up on this side, far side of the room, Gary tells you that he can see a gap high above.
All right. I guess that's where we're going, because I don't want to go back that way.
Okay. How are you getting up there?
Eve.
Well, we're
Put a little
wait.
rope up there, a little lasso action. Just rope
Well,
on it.
Eve could just fly up there with a rope.
Yeah.
And then find a place to tie it down.
All right. So Eve, are you bringing people over, or are you going to fly down to the room first? How do you guys want to do this?
Bring people over.
All right.
Yeah, we're gonna shuttle everyone over the plate, and then
Just asking you a question. What do you want to do?
You just answered for me, so what am I supposed to say?
What do you want to do?
I don't know what's going on. I just got here.
Just say, do you want to bring people over, or would you?
Whatever, I'll just do that.
All right. So I will show you what this looks like. I have to be careful not to show the entire layout here. So the room you're in is at the end of a 5-foot tunnel, Eve. In the middle of that 5-foot tunnel, there's a 10-foot gap that is a retracting stone that Orin's quite fond of. That
Font is not the word I would use, but sure.
All right, so this is what it currently looks like for you. You guys came from this tunnel, which is just outside. Gary found a secret door, which was just opposite the double doors that you guys were in. And then you guys went down this tunnel. Orin found the trapdoor. Bard and Gary are currently in this room, and they found holes for a ladder to go up this wall.
Okay.
Cool?
Cool.
All right.
Yeah, I'll get everyone else over.
The dwarves are beginning to wander off down the tunnel, going to the north and the south. They've split up into smaller groups, and they're like poking around some of the doorways, looking for treasure. But as you gather them back together, they will let you fly them over the gap. They're a little confused as to why you're certain you want to go this way.
I mean, do we need all of the dwarves?
Do the dwarves have a better sense of direction?
We have dark vision, so.
well, you just want to let them die in here. I don't know. There's a wailing ghost.
The
There's
what
a
now?
wailing lady around here. Why don't we stay together?
Oh, I thought you slew her.
Possibly.
You said that
She's already dead,
You
so
saw what happened. She just screamed and disappeared.
She's dead. Dead. Saw her smashed all over the wall. And good riddance to that.
Well, I still say you should keep your eyes peeled.
Aye. Right. So it's over the chasm then.
or you could fall into a pit.
No. Dwarves are quick runners, but poor jumpers.
I
Don't tell the elf.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, that would be fun.
First annual dwarf tossing.
No one tosses a dwarf.
It's not called tossing. It's really
So we get everybody over. Fine.
Yes, Eve's able to ferry everyone over. It requires her to leap, basically, because you can't fly long distance down a corridor that's only 5 feet wide. But with your wingspan, you're able to leap across this gap and safely land on the other side without setting off the trapdoor again. With everyone on the far side, it's a cramped affair in this 20-foot by 15-foot room as you stand at the base of this wall that Gary points up, and you can notice there's a gap 50 feet high.
There's no ladder up there going up.
Can I poof up there with a coil of rope?
No, there's no ladder. You can just see the indentations from what might have been a ladder at one time. Sure, you can, Bart. It's 60 feet up. You can poop 60 feet up, so you're not under pressure. As you do, poof, 60 feet high into the air, landing up on the platform. Bard.
Roll a death save.
Poof, what do you need? Poof, what do you
The
need?
floor underneath you
Is
gives
lava.
Gives out.
just a little bit. As you rematerialize at the top of of this platform, you feel the ground go just a little bit lower, as if weight being added is enough to move something, but not enough to actually really move it.
Like as if it was designed for somebody heavier than a dog.
Right. And as you
Gotcha.
look down, Bard, you can roll an investigate check.
Yeah. It's gonna be
that's a trap.
a 16.
It's 16. All right. On a 16, you realize that there is a 5-foot pressure plate at the top of this platform here, and you're standing in the middle of this pressure plate. In the very middle of the room stands an ornate sarcophagus with gold leaf all over it. Beautiful gems have been laid into the edges of this beautiful sarcophagus. And you can see that there are hieroglyphics on the side of it from the Riverland elves. This entire room here is like a mini tomb into and of itself.
Did we just find King Tut?
Yeah.
I gotta.
All right. I just look down the edge at the rest of them and see what they're doing.
They're all looking.
Oh, quick!
They're
Throw a
all
rope to the dog.
okay.
He'll catch it and tie it down for us.
Gary, do you want to try tossing the rope at Bard? He's right
Yeah,
there.
sure, I'll
He's
try.
he's only 50 feet away.
Yeah, sure. Why don't I try doing that? Let's see. Do I need a roll for this one?
Anyone who wishes may roll to throw Bard ropes. Why don't you guys throw
Can
multiple
I-
ropes?
Can I get on
Roll
Gary's
a 2.
shoulders and throw it?
I rolled a 2 for my strength check.
Hey guys, why don't we give it to the one that can fly so that she can just fly up there and hand it to.
No,
that's
it's
too
too hard way.
logical.
Be to
That's
you.
too
Keep
smart.
throwing it. Keep drawing.
Okay, one at a time, people. One at a time. So, Gary, what are you doing?
I rolled a 2 to attempt to throw it.
So Cyclops, her hand reaches
Throws it
over
back up.
as you're getting your rope tangled into knots. She reaches over and she grabs it. She goes, "Honored Elder, I will toss it for you."
What do we need?
Of course. Hello.
She just starts like pulling the ropes out contemptuously. And no, Pyro Chick. You heard correctly. we're just committing. So, Melthusine, what are you doing?
No one wants to listen to Horn, so that's fine. Because I have a plan.
I'm watching all of this happen.
You're taking it all in. Thork, what are you doing?
I'm gonna try to climb on Gary's shoulders without asking, just kind of sneakily, and then I'm gonna grab rope and try to toss it up to see if that'll give me advantage, given my.
Andy, can I just snatch the rope from them and just fly?
Yes.
Gary's gonna fall over
Okay.
because Thork's way too heavy
All
for
right,
him.
so Thork tumbles Gary onto the ground, and Eve vaults into the air. Do you take a rope with you, Eve?
I was going to hand her a rope.
Congratulations, Eve. You rocket towards the top and see Bard for some reason shaking nervously, shaking and panting nervously as he stands for some reason in the middle of this 5-foot space at the top of what would have been the mount for a ladder.
I look down at the plate and I like growl.
And I will not set foot down on it then.
But beyond him, your eyes can see a beautiful golden coffin.
Alright, I'll fly in that direction and look around. Do I see anything suspicious, or do I find like a safe landing spot?
You find a safe landing spot. The room is 15. It's got another 10 feet beyond the 5-foot plate that Bard is standing in the middle of. And as you land next at the foot of the sarcophagus, which takes out the middle space on the other side of the room.
Okay. Bard, do you need me to come get you?
Rough.
So, this
Bark
is,
for yes or bark for no?
Rough.
Okay.
that's what you guys see in the upper room.
3 squares.
The pressure plate.
Yeah, the special plate and the sarcophagus.
Mm.
Alright, do I see anything like a pillar or something I could tie the rope around that is away from the pressure point?
There's a small collection of statues on the far wall, but they don't look big enough or strong enough to support a rope being tied to them. But that's it.
Sarcophagus.
Ooh! Yeah, why didn't I think of that? Of course, the sarcophagus. Yes, you could yes. Duh. You can just wrap the rope around the sarcophagus and that will make it secure.
I'll do that, and I'll fly to the hole, and well, I guess I'll fly back down and just let everyone know, hey, rope is tied and secured around the sarcophagus. Be careful, there's a pressure plate,
Okay.
and Bard is standing right on it.
Great.
Bard got a precious plate? What?
There's another trapdoor up there.
Ah.
Hey,
Food.
hey, short one. Thor.
Which one is? There's about 8 of them. Specify.
The one with the Healy hands.
Healy? What's a Healy? Describe that. I'm not aware of that term.
The one with the special butter.
I had all sense knocked out of me.
Oh, right.
I need healing. Can you do that?
Maybe. I don't know. Doesn't look like we're in any danger right now.
I'm almost dead.
Alright, I'm gonna do a cure wound to touch. And you, sir, are going to receive 9 HP back.
You are healed.
Can I grab the rope with my teeth and see if I can pull the sarcophagus? Like, is it like set in
Barb!
stone,
It's
or
it's
is it actually? Does it look like something that it could be
Probably
pulled?
really heavy.
yeah. The sarcophagus is set on top of a stone. Is the correct term platform? Basically, they carved a stone column out of the floor. Not really a column, just a long column, and they set the sarcophagus on top of it. So yeah, Bard, if you want to move the sarcophagus, you can. Roll me an athletics check.
No, I wasn't trying to like move it in earnest. I was just trying to see if it was like loose enough to where we could theoretically pull it.
You
Pull
said
it
it's
out.
secure.
Yes, it will move. It is on top of the stone plinth. Plinth. That's the word.
Gotcha.
And yeah, you can totally move it if you want to. You sure you don't want to move
Yeah,
it?
make sure the rope is off the pressure plate, so whenever people start climbing, the weight's not on the pressure plate from the rope.
All right.
So,
That's what I was
did you
wondering.
tell us the person that was right there at the?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
How about when we skip the whole rope thing and you just fly us up over the pressure plate? Can she do that?
I guess I can. Why are you asking them what I can do?
Is there enough room?
We've established that Eve can carry a normal-sized person with her wings. You'll be tired if you move the entire party up there, but you can do it.
Well, what if we climbed up there and then right before we got to that spot, she can just fly us the rest of the way?
Sure. That's fine. You guys can totally do that. You'll know that it will require a check in order to do this without slipping and smacking the pressure plate that's right next to you. But if you guys want to climb up the rope, then let go of the rope and get carried into the room on wings through a 5-foot gap.
If we climb up the rope, can we not just avoid the pressure plate?
You can
from
try
where they
to.
lay the
Yeah,
rope?
you should have a reasonable chance of avoiding the pressure plate.
I mean, I thought I tied the rope to where it wouldn't be on or near the pressure point.
What you've done is it's a 5-foot gap, so you basically took the rope and you put it all the way over to the side. So someone climbing up there will be able to basically like skirt the wall, and all they got to do is strap 5 feet out and not press on the pressure plate. I was desperately trying to think of another term for that. As long as they don't step on the pressure plate, they won't set it off. So you basically step over it, is what I'm saying.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Gary, you pull your way all the way up with the rope in your hands. It's difficult for you to climb. Your aged form creaking as you make your way up a 50-foot sheer stone wall. And as you reach the top, I will need an athletics check with advantage.
God, it's -3 on no matter which one I freaking roll.
A weak orc.
Okay, I rolled a 16, so 13.
Okay. Gary, you successfully step over the pressure plate. Just barely. You feel your heels rocking on the edge of it, and then your weight brings you forward, and you are in the room next to the large sarcophagus.
I'm gonna yell down, piece of cake! What you doing? Alright, I'll move out of the way so someone else can come up.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Back
step
him
up
up.
late
Alright.
and go with Gary.
Bard and Gary are both up in the room. Who else is climbing up the rope?
I'm going up.
Okay. Thoric, using your dwarven spelunking skill, you pull yourself up the 50-foot wall. It's a little bit of a workout. It's been a while since you've done this, but you reach the top, and it's time for an athletics check.
Oh,
With advantage,
yeah, I
with
threw
advantage.
up a little bit.
With advantage.
With advantage. Okay. Ooh, mod 20.
Mod 20. No trouble at all. Using those dwarven rock climbing skills, your fingers find every gap in the sheer rock face, and you pull yourself over the pressure plate, and you're now in the room. There's not very much room
I do a
left in
front
this.
flip over it.
So you guys are getting nice and cozy there. The sarcophagus takes up about 10 feet inside this small room, so there's not a whole lot of space in here besides the sarcophagus and you guys.
Is that the only thing in there?
Yep. Oh, sorry. No, the sarcophagus, and then at the far wall, there's a line of stone statues. They look like humanoids, but they have the heads of animals. One of them has the head of a crane. One of them has the head of a dog. One of them has the head of a hawk.
Andy,
I thought
can I?
these are probably bad.
Can I climb up there now?
It's
Yeah.
only an elf up here. I don't get advantage or anything like that, right?
You'll climb up there just fine. It's a 50-foot climb. You're in good shape. You can do it. As you reach the top, you can make an athletics check with advantage to pull yourself across.
Would I be able to inspect the hieroglyphs and the sarcophagus itself? Background of history.
You may, sir.
21?
Orn, with no trouble at all, you step across using your very wide leg span to just step right over this. And you're now in the room.
Finally, I put in a pressure plate. Well, I'm going to go in the room.
Yep. You are now in the room. The sarcophagus is also in the room with you. It sits there quietly. On the far side of the room from you, Orn, you can see that there are several stone statues about this big. Sorry, they're about a foot high, and the top they appear to be humanoid, but they have the heads of different animals on top of them.
Do they look like the other statues that we found?
Oh, they're small.
Nope, the other statues that you found were made of solid gold, and they resembled a knight.
Okay.
I go to the sarcophagus and I'm gonna go inspect it. Do I need to roll anything?
It would be an investigate check.
Okay.
Statues, I think.
Okay.
I want to push the sarcophagus open.
I don't. I want to go read the sarcophagus.
17.
17?
Yeah. Also, Thoric knows Elvish languages, and he has a background in history, so I don't know if that would be any insight to
Okay,
that.
so I know you said that you speak Elvish. Which Elvish did you study? Did you study the Sun Elf, or would you have studied the Riverland Elves?
Given Thoric's, I'm guessing where the location where Thoric is from, it's I think it's, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Let me make sure I wrote it down. Okay, so Thoric's from Helheim.
Okay, so that you would have studied the Riverland Elf, so you would understand. You can kind of understand what these glyphs pertain to. Something about guardian.
Everyone, I think the writing on the sarcophagus is mentioning something about guardians. So this might be a ceremonial burial room for the guardians of wherever we are.
Another thing, Thoric, is as you examine the seal around the sarcophagus, you can see that the beeswax around it is still intact. The sarcophagus has never been opened.
Now let's not.
I relay that information to everyone.
What the sarcophagus is saying is that it's none of our beeswax.
And that's it. We're done for the night. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us. Time to shut this down.
I jump on the pressure plate.
I jump off the leg to my death. Now I relay that to the information. This sarcophagus has never been opened.
That means we should open it.
No, it doesn't.
It does mean I agree.
Eve,
We should open it.
go examine the sarcophagus.
Well, I'm still at the bottom, and I'm going to climb up because I don't like being left out.
Yay, an elf finally.
Yeah.
Someone knows what this is.
Maybe.
I kind of knew what it. No, I didn't.
Melusine, how do you get up this rope? I'm curious.
I mean, a
Hand
climb?
You climb? You climb?
Well, I can't have somebody climb for me.
Well, Benab is down the end of the tunnel. Well, I guess Eve would have brought him over. He offers to give you a boost up the rope.
Oh, I'll accept a boost from Bernard, of course.
Okay. Yeah, so Bernab's gonna as you hold your arms around his throat, he's just gonna
Oh God.
Andre the Giant up this thing.
Did you want me to pressure plate? Did you tell him about pressure plate?
He knows.
So,
Everyone knows.
Bernab,
Everyone.
Bernab reaches the top with Melusine on his back, and it's time for an athletics check. Just a normal athletics check.
It's the big guy from Princess Bride.
I know.
Andre.
Physics.
Bernard is like physic.
Yep.
And Millicent is what's the
Buttercup.
That's what I just said.
Oh, you just said that?
Yes.
18.
Totally didn't hear it.
All right. Bernab, no trouble at all. Steps over this pressure plate, and you're all
That's my boy.
all up in each other's space. The air here is very hot. You're all at about 6 inches from each other. There is no social distancing going on next to this sarcophagus.
I will climb on top of the sarcophagus and sit on it.
Okay. Melusine climbs
You're
atop
already
the ancient wood and well-preserved gold leaf. She scrapes up on top of that. There's you can feel little jewels giving way underneath your slippers.
I collect them.
Oh my God! You can't take you anywhere.
Oh, well.
Even
That's
so,
extremely ratchet.
I'm a very low-class Duchess.
Very bougie.
I'm like Fergie.
Did you hear Eve?
I'm sorry. Eve, what?
I still want to examine the sarcophagus.
Eve, as you land next to the sarcophagus, you can examine it with an investigate check roll. And Melusine, go ahead and make your investigate check now, please.
Mac, you better stay still. He's not ready.
19.
19. Excellent. Eve, roll with advantage on your investigate check, please.
Ooh,
You.
what the frick? Mac, what'd you do?
I feel your pain.
Move it. Uh, 18.
18. All right. So, Melusine, as you look down on this, you can see that there are indeed a number of runes and hieroglyphs that you recognize. This is the actual sarcophagus of the Guardian.
I will share.
The Guardian, according to the inscription that is on it.
The Guardian.
Pharaoh's protector, faithful servant, and the term is just the Guardian. Eve, as you examine the edge and as you work your way around the sarcophagus, you can determine, like Thoric did, that the beeswax here has not been disturbed and that this is indeed the original sarcophagus in its original state. And as you're recalling the research that you did on the Riverland elves here, you remember that one of the things that they often do in the very, very high-end tombs is they will have a false main burial room, and then they will have somebody else buried inside that room and some minor treasure in there for if an actual grave robber breaks in. And then they'll have the real burial chamber down a secret anteroom. And you think that this is possibly what you found is the actual burial chamber.
So this is where Padme is rather than the Padme's handmaid.
Rather than
right?
Keira Knightley.
Well, I think we should open it. There's probably some awesome stuff inside of it.
Let's not.
There's probably great magical items in there. Maybe a sword or
Gary, why don't you check to see if there's anything of magical value or any
seal with beeswax. I don't know.
sword or something?
But
Check.
from research I've done, would I know if there's any consequences to disturbing such burial sites?
That's a great question. I forgot my read text. Ha ha ha. Yes. All right. So, as you read the inscription on it, there is a curse that is written onto the. It's written onto it, onto the surface of the coffin. In Riverland Elf, it says that anyone who opens this coffin will suffer a horrid death.
I will read this out loud to them. So, no, we are not opening this sarcophagus.
But
Wait,
you
keep
should-
it down, keep it down, keep it down. We can tell one of the dwarfs down there
No,
that there's a great treasure.
no. If any
No, Gary, we're not gonna.
of
The
you
dwarf will open it and we get the treasure.
But you're the rogue.
What the heck is that supposed to mean?
Don't you want it?
No, I don't want it.
It's the guardian. The guardian's treasure.
Hey, what is that supposed to mean?
You hoard treasure.
I'm really bad at it.
What are your
Typical
dragon
dragon
senses
form.
telling you? Is there treasure in there? Huh?
Yeah, do my my dragon tingle, is it going off?
Your dragon tail? Oh, for the yeah, the gold. The so I don't know what happened there. For me, the sound for you guys like skipped there a couple times. So your sense is going off for the entire sarcophagus itself because it's covered in gold leaf. So seems very valuable, very very precious. But there seems to be more value here than would just be in gold leaf and precious stones on this sarcophagus. You're getting a lot stronger vibe from this
So
sarcophagus.
it's like a spring roll. It's more of like a just savory dumpling.
There you
There's
go.
something.
There you
Oh
go.
yeah.
Now, is there any dragon tingle away from the sarcophagus?
Can you guys reset your camera? It is misbehaving. The sound is fine. I mean, I can hear you guys just fine. But for some reason, the camera is goofing out. Okay. Yep.
Now, is my dragon tingle going off anywhere else, excluding the sarcophagus?
There is a little bit of wealth from the 5 small statues that stand at the far end of the room. Each of those seems to be worth something.
Now, with the tingle, I'm not able to see or determine how much it's worth.
Nope.
Through my tingle.
The tingle is strong with this one.
The tingle is strong in this room here, though.
I'll relay that information about my tingle.
Okay.
How do you phrase that?
Right, I knew it was great treasure. We should get a dwarf to open it from downstairs. Tell him we don't know how to open.
I'm not sure how Thoric takes that.
Yeah, Gary, don't be. Look here. Why don't you open it since you're so eager, you old dwarf? You're about to die anyways.
Well, I know it's a death trap. They don't.
Yeah, isn't that what you're going
Maybe we
for?
didn't know
Don't you feel miserable? Just go ahead and open it.
This is literally a money
Get
move.
Bernard the human to open it. Bernard.
Hey, it's actually a good time to take a break and then maybe pose a question to the chat.
Yeah, should we open it or should we just leave it?
All right. Yeah, I was actually. Okay. Yep. So that's
Should we just...
a great question. So we'll go ahead and pose a question to our viewers. Should the heroic, awesome, amazing definitely very intelligent adventurers, pop open this cursed sarcophagus, or not.
And never see it again.
And never see us again. TPK!
I said, should we open it or nah? Please let us know your votes count here.
Vath wants us to open it. In that case,
I'm in total agreement with that on everything.
What a thoughtful viewer. Look at that. That had that vote ready to go. What a guy. Oh, look at that. Another one.
We did a vote for open it.
as a secondary question, do we want to open it?
Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to go ahead and take our break here. Let's plan on coming back at oh, okay. Let's plan on coming back here.
Mel should open it.
No.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take our break here, and we'll be back here at 8:40. All right.
Fire. Magic. Dark fight.
And we're back with more of TPK.
All right, so the general consensus was that we need to open the sarcophagus.
Yeah. Oh god.
Of course.
And then possibly trigger the pressure plate to help us in the fight against whatever might come out.
Oh, nice.
All
So,
Huh.
popping first. Pressure.
Then pressure.
Gotcha. Okay.
So
Did they say who they want to open it, or would you just?
there was a question that maybe Gary should do it, or
Yeah.
Melusine. There's actually a good argument for Melusine, because if Melusine does it, she's an elf. It's the closest racially to whatever this thing could be,
Right.
and there might be some kind of like.
And it would
hey,
kill her instantly because
Well,
she's.
Yeah. That's also a benefit. Yeah.
It said a horrid death, not a
Well, on that note,
Well, we can just find someone that can break horrible curses, and maybe she'll live.
There you go.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah.
Those they're
Yeah.
common everywhere.
yeah.
It's like a
I mean,
CVS.
if you have some kind of weird curse on you, it's super easy to get that lifted.
There's a guy waiting for us outside the cave. He can do it.
We
You
get
can-
two.
We also had a suggestion to throw something on top of the pressure plate at a safe distance.
What's the safe distance? We're all close together, packed
We're
in.
like 4 inches away from each other.
Let's just not activate the
That's
trap.
why I sat on the sarcophagus.
So many
Well,
things.
what if we open it and then jump and then activate the trap?
Open it, steal the treasure, then jump and activate the trap.
All right,
Yes.
So it's like everybody wants Gary to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it.
I want Gary
Oh,
to
no.
do it.
Come on. Do
Can we
it.
all roll to
Negative
force
30 on
Gary
all
to do it?
all these athletics checks, -30.
That's not our fault.
The thing, though, that kind of makes sense is my guy is super, super attracted to whatever gold inside this thing. Like, he's getting itchy, and we're not making a decision, so he's just going to do it.
Yeah, Orange should do it.
All right.
Right. Well,
All
you
in
should get
favor,
off
Orange, say aye.
sarcophagus
Aye.
before you start
Far
opening.
away as possible. I've warned about the curse.
Tight space.
Okay.
No.
I'm going to go right beside
you
Orange
move to
as
the-
a big-
So Eve moves to the furthest edge of a 5-foot space away from the sarcophagus. Every
I have
single
been at this point.
your
So you
big
can technically just fly into the other room.
yeah, you can fly into the other room if you want to.
And just watch
What
us
other room?
outside where we
The
came.
the tall room that you guys climbed up the wall.
Over the edge.
Don't put your hand. That's where the
Yeah.
pressure plate is.
Not that heavy.
Just saying.
Hey, Orn.
So
Yeah.
Orn, I'm gonna bless you real quick, Orn.
That's fine.
what a guy.
You're blessed.
Is that a D4 to my next check?
This is actually second level. Actually, yeah, D4.
Still D4. Okay.
Yep, so D4. Doesn't get cool until like level 5.
All right. So
Unless Melusine, do you want to open it?
Nope.
Okay.
all right. So I'm gonna be there,
Come on.
right?
Another one, dude.
Just have my paws up on the sarcophagus with him.
You gonna help push it?
All right,
Oh, wait, can I get off of it first?
Orin,
Jeez.
you dig your
No.
you dig your nails
Yeah.
I'm just
into
gonna
it,
keep sitting on top of it.
and you.
I know all.
Mel, are you staying on top of it while he's lifting it open?
I want you to lift it.
I don't have all the strength.
I want you to lift it up with me, and then that's how you'll carry me the rest of our journey.
Hold it.
You think
Orin, are you trying to lift the whole sarcophagus yourself, or are you trying to pop the lid?
So
Lift it all.
what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take my sword and cut through the beeswax and then slide the sarcophagus.
So he's just taking the top off. He's not moving the whole
Yeah,
sarcophagus.
open.
Gotcha. You're easily able to get
But I'll
your
get off.
sword into the groove here, run it along. You get a nice trail of beeswax up.
Mm.
And as you dig your claws into it, and as you throw it open, the entire room has a faint whoosh sound
Yeah,
And
that's a curse sound.
as the wooden lid slides back, and you look in at the mummified form.
I stab it in the face.
Just like
All right.
so,
Oh God!
Orin, you just dive in with your sword.
Attack of opportunity. Attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
There you go.
I get advantage on this
Think.
hit.
Yes.
I'm going to pray for
You get
forgiveness
advantage.
for desecrating a body.
See, it
You
wasn't
get advantage on the mummy.
so stabbing the mummy in the face as it did me.
All right. So roll your attack, Orin, with advantage.
He's prone.
And he's prone. No, he's prone.
23 to hit.
You successfully hit.
It's like a ring wraith.
Yeah. So, Orin, as you stab, before you even have time to fully cognate what you're looking at here, you stab the rather large humanoid shape inside the sarcophagus, and it's only as your blade impacts and gives way into the mummified shape that you realize its head doesn't look like a human head.
Like humanoid?
Yeah, it doesn't look like a elf or a human or any of that. It looks a lot like a dragonborn head.
Oh, yeah. You said your uncle.
There's gold in there.
Oh, you just stabbed your uncle.
Shoot.
No, that was your grandpa.
Is there gold? You would kill your grandpa.
Great.
Hold on, I'm asking a question. Is there gold or any kind of? Is my dragon tingle? Is it
Hold
like?
it held in its hand is a
Oh Lord!
beautiful ball of solid gold. It's cupped in both of its clawed hands that are held on its chest like this. You can see there's a. You just reach. Okay. So as you brush the bones aside, it's almost as if the bones are the hands are fighting you for a moment as you pull the ball free. It is
Wait, is it like a ball, like throw a dog a ball?
It
I'm not
is.
throwing it to you.
It is
You're
a.
stabbing it.
You can't see above it.
I was up there. I just want to grab it and poof away. That's all.
I know.
Warren, as you hold on to this gold ball in your hand, you feel something happen to you as you hold on to this gold ball. As you look at it, the 5 symbols that are emblazoned on it, one that looks vaguely like an eye, another one that looks
Shut up.
Sorry. Continue.
So as you're looking at the 5 symbols on here, they burn themselves into your mind, and you know that these symbols mean something. You know what they mean. One is the symbol of Ra, Lord of all the gods. One is the symbol of Isis, the goddess of magic, mother of magic and mother of the elves. One is the symbol of Sobek, the mighty warrior, the strong builder. One is the symbol of Hathor, the mistress of the harvest and the hearth and of miners. And one symbol is the symbol of Set, death, judgment, and the end of things. Those 5 symbols are burned into your mind, and you feel a knowledge come over you that this orb, this sphere, is now the single most precious thing in the entire universe, and that you hold it in your hand. No one should be allowed to possess this. No one should be allowed to harm it.
Okay.
All of you watch as Orin sort of freezes his hand as he slowly brings this orb to his large reptilian eyes, and he stares at the 5 symbols as he rolls it around and then slowly conceals it against his chest.
I'm gonna yell out, "Hey, let me check that out."
I'm gonna just try to
son.
touch it. I'm just gonna.
Man,
He's got it held against his chest and covered by his large reptilian hand.
Yeah, I'm pretty big.
Then I'm gonna just touch your hand.
Also, his hand's large too.
Because what else is in the sarcophagus?
yeah, are there any good bones?
There are a lot of Bard had a strong
Gross.
sense of fresh bone coming from inside the sarcophagus.
Fresh.
bone.
We don't know that. Only the
Oh, I
dog
mean,
knows that.
it's like fresh jerky. It's been very, very well preserved in here.
Oh, what did I just do?
You're now cursed again.
Cursed bones. Curses. Yeah, I'm gonna take a femur and run.
Okay, so Bard leaps in, rips the femur out of the. It comes apart. The bandages and wrappings go everywhere, and the smell of very dry decay radiates through the room. There's
Try to get up.
there's
Get
a
us.
deep
It's gonna-
sound as the bone is ripped free from the sarcophagus. All of you in the chamber hear a deep "oh."
What? What?
Damn it, Bard or dog.
All right. I
The
just wanted a bone.
It's the femur that did it. You're like, that was my favorite bone.
Now that the dog's here, let's give him something to blame him on.
Yep.
As
It's the
you
dog's fault.
As you look, you can see that the wrappings that Bard has torn free had a layer of elven hieroglyphics that were wrapped underneath them in papyrus sheets, and those have been torn free. And as you watch, the script, the delicate script of hieroglyphics begins to deteriorate, almost like it's burning away. But a fire with no flames. And Gary, Melusine, Thoric, and Bard, all of you can see the magical essence decay around the mummy, as if something broke this and just
Stab it
snuffed
again.
it out.
It has a sword in its face.
Danger, Will Robinson.
Hey, I know Elvish. Do I read anything from the glyphs or?
There are a series of wards against evil, and to protect, to preserve the spirit.
But no wards against chaos, huh?
No wards against chaos or dogs. Strangely, both of those are out of here. Are missing. Underneath this, not skeleton. I keep wanting to say skeleton. Underneath the mummy, on his underneath his back, you can see that there appears to be some kind of pouch that he's sitting on top, that he's resting on top of.
Yes, I guess I want to go.
I'll grab the pouch.
Somebody
Okay.
else can grab it.
So Gary,
Done enough.
as you
I'll grab that pouch.
as you lift him up and you pull this decaying sack out of there, you can unwrap the folded leaves. These very, very dry palm leaves. They've deteriorated to the point where they're little more than tissue paper here. And as you unwrap them, is Manny, are you frozen or
He's really
No.
still.
he's like really still?
I'm just still, dude. I'm really into this right now. I'm trying to figure out what Thor should do.
He's hard thinking.
That is some serious concentration there.
Oh, on there.
Reset your camera.
Is he being serious?
Yeah,
Yes.
you seriously do look frozen.
Really?
Yeah.
How about now?
No.
Yep.
Still frozen? We got
You're just-
2 nays and 2 yay. How do you reset your camera on this thing?
Hit the mute camera.
Camera, turn it off and turn it back on.
No, wait 5 seconds.
Did it reorder us to
No,
our,
we're fine. I've learned to stop fighting it.
There we go.
There may be a way around this, but I haven't found one.
There, you're good now.
Yep. All right. So what's happening?
All right,
Alright,
Ouch.
Gary,
kill orange.
as you unwrap this, you find 3 scrolls. Ancient papyrus scrolls inside this pouch. Do you speak Elvish?
Yes.
Okay. These are written in hieroglyphics, so you'll need some help from someone who actually reads the Riverland elf hieroglyphics.
What's up? You're looking at him right here. I'm like a dictionary, son.
So that'd be Eve or
What you need,
Thoric.
partner? What you need, partner?
All right, I'll take it to either one of them.
All right. So the
Whoever's-
first one
Need a pick, huh?
the first one that you unroll carefully is a script. It states, I, the Guardian, am ready, Lord Thoth, for judgment. I have studied the knowledge, I have studied the religion well. I know the riddles, I know the answers, and I am ready to cross over. You realize that this is a script, so that when the Guardian reached the other side, or reached Thoth, Eve, you and Thoric both know that this was a judgment that he was preparing for, and this script is to help him meet that judgment. The second scroll.
We're reading this out loud, by the way, so everyone can hear it.
Okay. The second scroll, Thoric, this one that you're looking at, as you carefully unwrap this one, you realize that this scroll is a scroll of consecration. Reading this scroll aloud will consecrate an area, a site, a room, a relic for one of the deities.
Alright, cool. I'm not going to use it though. Not
Okay.
right now.
The third scroll is a manifest of the Guardian's burial. It is basically a receipt for what he paid. It is his coffin inlaid with gold, stating that it is worth 20,000 jewels, which you realize would be a river elf unit of measurement. Inside, sorry?
And what's that exchange rate to gold?
Oh.
Important nowadays.
Inside, it states that it has been placed inside with him is the Guardian's orb, as well as his instructions for the afterlife and his failsafe.
Is that it?
That's it.
Fail safe what?
It just says
That
failsafe.
was it. That was the period.
Yep.
Just ended so abruptly. I was like, wait.
Fail safe, like a pressure plate. Fail safe.
Can you hear us?
Mel, her computer froze.
Oh, it did.
Snap.
Hmm.
Crackle. Pop.
That's like if the picture's frozen there, so we can go on with that, right?
Well, I think it's like the computer would affect the audio.
All right, so with the 3 scrolls, and from what you can see, it looks like Orn has the orb of the Guardian. You know that you've gotten everything out of the sarcophagus. Oh, great.
Yeah, those scrolls are powerful. It literally took out one of the players.
That's
You need to put a U between
We hit it with the scroll of consecration.
I-A-N.
Got consecrated, son.
all right. Please stand by with us while I try to fix this.
So, real quick, team. The deities were Thoth, Ra, Seth, Hathor, and Robert Downey Jr., correct?
Huh?
Those were the deities, right?
Yeah,
There were five.
half Thor, Bjergsen.
Oh, good. All right, cool. I didn't have to change anything. Huzzah.
Someone wrote.
Yeah, it's something that Discord does
I'm
where it...
Andy.
Mel, you're back!
Alright.
DM Andy. Hello, fellas. Oh.
We're having some major tech issues today.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this.
Major tech issues.
All right, so where are we at?
Well, we just finished reading the scrolls.
Yep. We have all the scrolls. We know everything is now out of the sarcophagus. The sarcophagus.
What?
So those statues over there, I'm gonna go sniff around those.
Yeah, that's.
All right.
Or,
Yeah, I'm gonna go pee on one.
it's probably one of the gods too.
Wait, yeah, I want to look as well, and if they are the gods, I want to try to take one.
Okay.
Let's holler down to the dwarves that we have a heavy, valuable sarcophagus. We'd like their help with getting down.
They'll all start fighting. They'll all start fighting to climb the rope first.
Oh no!
Whoa, hold on. We need to let's undo the rope so they can't do that. Hold on, trapdoor!
Mac.
Oh man. Or all the dwarves could just pull the sarcophagus down.
And then they're gonna trigger the pressure point.
Well,
Yeah,
then
we
we'll find.
don't want them to make a
Yeah, we probably should get out of here.
You can't. How are you explaining that to us?
No, I'm not. No.
Yeah.
We can 5 or 6 man carry it, and then they can catch it when we throw it down to them.
It's kind of like a 50-foot drop there, buddy.
There's
I don't
7
know if they'll be able
dwarves,
to catch
bro. 7 dwarves
7
can handle
dwarves, they're gonna get crushed.
It's wooden. It's made of wood.
Isn't it like a solid?
It's
gold?
very, very heavy.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not smart.
Yeah.
You're trying to kill us.
So,
I mean,
do we
can
feel anything different?
You do.
You.
Thoric. And Orn, you definitely feel different.
Do I feel like Thoric now?
You feel pretty?
You've traded
You feel
souls.
pretty? 'Cause that's how I feel.
Well,
Maybe we should grab these statues. They might open up
Bart
some river.
was doing something.
Yeah, I was trying
sorry, Bart?
to examine statues and maybe pee on them.
Yeah, alright, so you peed on one of the statues. Got it.
Preferably red, whichever one that's except Rob.
Okay.
No, please, just because.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's a history there.
More information on what that means.
Yeah.
Subscribe if you want the backstory.
All right.
Story. I'm like,
Yes.
So can
The
I
others.
carry any of these statues?
Yes, they are all about a foot tall. They're made of stone. As you examine them, Bard, you see that there is a thin beeswax seal around the middle of every single one of these statues.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try and pull it off. The raw one.
The raw one?
Specific. Yes.
Okay. So
To crush its head.
as you
It's personal.
so how are you, wait, you're a dog. How are you opening this thing? I want to know.
I am going to knock the statue over. I'm going to take the head of one of them in my mouth, and I'm going to put my paws, and I'm going to just.
All right, so Bard is knocking over one of these stone statues about a foot tall and playing with it in his jaws. Is anyone doing anything about this, or are we all just letting the dog do this?
I'm going to go to Hathor's statue.
I'm gonna grab it and try to take it from him.
Oh, okay. All right. Bard and Melusine, roll an athletics check, please. This is gonna be good. One second, Thoric, I got you.
19.
Ooh.
So I guess I can't poof away with it, huh?
No. What'd you roll?
Are we doing conflicting?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're doing conflicting athletics checks.
Beat a 19.
I got a modest 20.
All right. Well, congratulations! You both win. Each of you have one end of this statue, and after a loud sound, there's a sound between the two of them, and a wet, liquidy, a wet object splatters onto the floor between the two of you.
Oh my god, is it an organ?
Oh, I bet it is.
It's juicy and covered in a little bit of viscous fluid, and it seems to still be moving.
I stab in the face.
It's not.
It looks at you and says,
Bad
"Dad."
dog. I say bad dog and just pop him on the nose.
All right, so this thing's still like quivering on the ground.
Do I need to roll to attack, Bard?
I'll poop out of there. No PvP. I'm gonna PvP poof.
Yeah, that's right. You should be afraid.
It's beginning to slide on the floor towards Melusine.
Oh, absolutely not. I'm moving the hell away from that.
Well, unfortunately, there's not a lot of room to move around inside this room, Melusine. Every space.
I'm
around
gonna
it is
climb
crowded.
on top of the
So,
open sarcophagus.
As Melusine is like trying to scamper up on top of this sarcophagus here, Thoric, what are you doing?
I'm going to go to the Hathor's statue and open.
Just pop it open.
Yep.
Oh
Alright.
no! More of those slugs.
We're popping statues, son.
Burn them! Burn the slugs!
So as you pop the little statue open, you see what looks like, Hathor, and you see, and inside the little statue here, looks like a quivering set of similar organs. They sit inside a small little half bowl as you pop the top off of this thing.
I would like to grab it and bite it.
Why would you?
I'm being so for real.
All right.
Gods forgive us, forgive them.
Oh,
I'm yelling, that's his plan B! He's turning into a zombie!
Thoric, roll a Constitution save.
He's like, oh, oranges got cursed by a ball. Hold my beer.
Got a 19.
hold my beard.
Hold my beer.
Thoric, you muscle.
Hold my beer.
Holding it together, you manage to get both of these slippery, slimy, bad-tasting organs down your throat. They get stuck a little bit, but you swallow both of them down. And you definitely feel them. You definitely feel them impact when they hit your stomach.
Male
Ew.
reproductive
Okay. Do I get any like?
Eat the rest of
Just
them.
imagine when it
Is there
comes out the
any,
other end.
Is there any type of like magical effect or like I don't know type of attribute condition or something? I don't know.
Can you fly now?
By ingesting this item or this thing, is there any bonus or benefit or anything, or is this pretty much like terror?
Well, we're going to cut away from you for a second because we haven't talked to Orn in a second. So, Orn, what are you doing?
Am I able to like pull myself away from this thing, or am I like just completely enamored by it?
Why would you want to pull away from it, Orn? This is the most valuable thing in the world, and you are now its guardian.
Does it have a chain on it to wear it around my neck?
Nope, it's just a perfectly golden sphere.
If he turns his hand and just holds it flat, is it just stuck to his hand or will it fall?
No, it'll fall, but he would. You don't want to let it go.
Well, if that's the case, then I'm going to have the orb in my left hand, and
You can put it in your pocket
my
too.
longsword in my right hand. Huh?
You can put it in your pocket too if you want to.
Yeah, I'll put it. Yeah,
Just keep it close to
yeah, I'll put it in my pocket, somewhere I can keep an eye on it. And I'm going to go see what's going on with these statues.
All right. As you arrive at the statues, Thoric has finished gobbling up the inside of what was in Hathor. Barge just disappeared with the top half of Ra, and whatever was inside the Ra one is sliding its way across the floor towards Melusine. So that leaves one that has the head of a crocodile, a beautiful elven woman, and one that resembles a donkey.
Okay. Do my dragon tingle is
Some
going off
kind of
on
weird
any-
donkey.
Is my dragon tingle going off on any of these?
It's no more than it was before. They're valuable, but not
Now, what about
wildly.
the open?
What'd you say?
What about the ones that they opened?
Oh, no, the valuable thing seems to be the urn itself, the statue itself.
Again, but knowledge of knowing the sarcophagus and these traditions and rituals, would I know what these are and explain to them why this is a bad idea?
These are canopic jars. They hold the organs of a buried being, usually preserving them for the afterlife for reuse when they'll need them. The river elves believe that they'll be reborn, and when they are, they'll need these vital organs in order to restore their bodies.
So Thor
like his plan B,
Look,
like I
I'm about
said
to
on
get
his scroll.
burst.
Plan B. Plan B. That was it. You ate it. You ate Plan B.
That's what you're supposed
Bard,
to do.
give me the lid.
No, you ate Plan B. We should go get Preparation H.
Wait, why is it freaking crawling on the ground? I mean, bro.
Damn dog.
It's moving to its place on the body. Maybe.
But on a human live body, not its own body.
It's still sliding across the floor towards Melusine, who's now up on the sarcophagus.
Kill it! Kill it!
His body.
But Melusine is where
its body is.
Melusine is on top of the sarcophagus. Yep.
And I'm pointing at it. Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it! Kill it!
I was going to and try to kill it.
All right. As you strike it. What'd you say, Eve?
I was gonna say I'm gonna try and get the jar and put it back in the jar.
Well, you've got the.
I can fly.
There. She can fly.
All right. So, Orn, roll an attack. Eve, roll a acrobatics check.
14.
14. Eve, what'd you get?
8.
8. All right. Orn, as you slam your blade into the magical essence, as you slam your blade into the organ, you see it slice in half, and you see the organ suddenly desiccate in front of your eyes. It just withers away into nothing more than dust.
Good.
I'm going to climb down.
I will not share my circle of hell with any of you.
And I will say thank you as I climb down.
Tormented.
You are in a circle of hell right now.
Welcome to hell.
All right, so there's still 3 other canopic jars on the far side of the room. One with Sorry, Eve?
I'm taking them.
Okay.
I will. This one, Isis. She's the mother of my people.
You broke the last jar with Bard, so I'm protecting them.
Bob broke the last one. I was trying to save it. I'm gonna smack Bard again.
Oh, come at me, bro.
Pop right on the nose. Bad dog.
Oh,
So
man.
there's 3 other ones.
There are 3 other ones.
Can I get the donkey one?
Well,
No,
Eve called all 3 of them. She's trying to take all 3. Is anyone going to fight Eve for them?
Hold on to 1 foot.
I was going to keep it safe too.
Mhm.
I have a plan for it.
are they foot
Great
statues?
experiments.
You're a foot tall. Well,
A foot is not that big.
yeah, 3 of them. That's 3
It's
feet.
like carrying 3 bowling pins.
Probably less than a bowling pin. A bowling pin is like 2 feet high, right?
You know anything about Egyptology, you would know about these containers, and they ain't that big. So I can carry all 3.
These are
Boom.
so if you're using even, I just want to make sure these are bigger than what the normal ones would be.
The normal ones are like this
I
big.
think the normal ones are like this big. So this one's like this big.
That's still not that big. I can carry all 3. He's saying that I can't.
You can carry all 3 if you want to. It'll be a little awkward, but you can carry all 3.
I got a bag to put them in, so I'm just like,
All right, you're up 3 canopic jars. Make sure and put them down that one has the head of a winged elf, one has the head of a elf with a crocodile's head, and one has a strange donkey-like creature on top of it. All right, Gary, you've got those 3 scrolls that you were reading. Mel,
Yes, I do.
you've got the top half of the canopic jar of Ra. Thoric, you feel a little strange.
Yeah, I'm taking the Hathor's statue with me.
Well, Eve's got all 3 of them.
Wait,
Oh, wait,
she took mine?
oh yeah, that's right. You've got the statue. Yeah, the empty one.
Yeah, I got Hathor's. Yeah.
Feel a little queasy right now.
Oh yeah.
Feels as if something is moving inside of you.
You know what? I took a risk. I understood the consequence, and unfortunately, my adventure fruitless. So I will take the consequence, sir.
All right.
let me ask, what was the point? Being a
I
cleric,
wanted to see
why would you
if
eat it?
ingesting. I wanted to see if ingesting this would give me some bonus or ability.
So eating your
There
enemy
you
makes you
go.
stronger than your enemy.
Yeah, kind of like like the cannibal warlords. Kind of was going for that.
I got you.
Anyways, Constitution.
Nope. No, it feels as if something is moving inside of you.
You have a very
Oh, yeah,
large
baby.
parasite now.
I knew this was gonna go alien.
Got parasites.
Hey,
got parasites as big as my arm.
you asked for it, you got it.
Yay.
Yes, I understand the consequences.
Yeah, so Pyro Chick said that your reward is magical poops from now on.
Awesome. I will fling them at my enemies.
All right, you all stand up here at the top of this room, and from down below you hear a. When are we to be moving on?
Ow.
I wonder what this sounded like from their perspective.
Ah! Get it!
Oh, God. All right.
They're probably thinking these folks crazy as hell.
Yep.
Can we not? Can like the 6 of us not lift the sarcophagus to the ledge of this?
Why we're not
Push it over.
Yes.
Let it drop off.
Statues.
Yeah, but the
We're not
sarcophagus.
taking a sarcophagus.
How are we going to carry a sarcophagus?
There's 7 dwarves. They'll figure
There's
it out.
7 dwarfs. I tell them it's worth 20,000. We
If we try to push the
I give
sarcophagus,
them a quarter of the price. We split profits.
if we push the sarcophagus off the edge, we're going to trigger the trap.
Can we fit the sarcophagus through the edge in the trap?
It's a
It's the dimensions.
ledge.
We could throw it. Everybody.
Do we use rope to like rope it down? Do we have enough rope for if we all kind of put our ropes together and just sort of lowered it down?
Well, that is the perfect screen for Melusine to be frozen on. Just that that is perfect.
Just.
We don't need to have a pat.
We should never change it. It should just stay. Just like that.
That's awesome.
It's taking too long to drink. Yeah, well, we can still discuss this real quick. Yeah, we don't need to take the sarcophagus into discussion. All right, let's move on.
Yeah. What are the dimensions of
It's.
the edge there? If it would fit. I was asking a question.
I'm sorry, I missed that, Gary. So it will fit through the 5-foot gap. However, the sarcophagus is nearly 10 feet high, and it's about 4 feet. It's nearly 10 feet long, and it's about 4 feet thick in girth. It's about 4 girth units.
So it would fit in between.
Freaking Andy. Well, it still has gems encrusted in it, right?
Yeah,
It's worth 20,000. I have the receipt right here. What it's
Heck yeah,
valued
we
at.
should take it. So we're definitely gonna take it.
Why don't we just? Oh my god!
Aren't you the dragon boy? Don't you? Well, I guess you have the most valuable thing in
All right.
There's nothing else that I need.
you guys know that you can take all the time that you need in order to break this thing down and get everything valuable off of it. Doing that will take a considerable amount of time. You're going to have to shave all the gold leaf and break all the little gems off in order to do that. That would be a short rest worth of time.
Ooh, I could restock on my spells. Yeah.
I could get my spells back too.
Right.
And we'll be up 20,000 jewels or whatever they're called.
I don't think you get
Win-win.
spells back.
You don't get spells back unless.
Yeah,
I'm a
special.
warlock. I get my spells back on the short rest.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Look at that.
That's your world. That thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that music
All right,
just
well-
cued us into a short rest then. So we will go ahead and take a short rest here. All of you. So if I split it between all of you evenly, you're all up an additional 50 gold worth of gold leaf. And
Someone right.
someone can, I'm sorry, not someone. Each of you can add yourselves 120 precious gemstones. 120 gold worth of precious gemstones.
We rich.
Except for the dog.
I'll take it.
So
I'll take responsibility.
who had the 3 scrolls?
I have those.
Okay. And Thoric, you've got the a jar of Hathor.
And I think the consecration scroll too. I think or something.
You took the consecration scroll. All right. So then, Gary, you've got the other 2 scrolls.
Well, I guess you took the other one.
No, because I remember you telling me you can consecrate. Remember?
Sure, you have it. Take it. Go ahead.
Were you talking to Gary?
So like while you guys are up there taking your rest and taking apart this coffin, you hear from down below one of the doors goes, "So is there anything of value up there? Cause it's a fair split down the midst."
I'll fly down and I'll give them my 120 plus the 50.
Okay, that just raises more questions.
I'll explain to them everything that transgressed. What? Minus Orin's gold orb. I'll mention the mummy and everything.
Oh yes, nothing that interesting up there. You didn't see anything. All right, an hour passes. A short rest is an hour. Yeah, a short rest. All right, so an hour passes, and you're now ready to head down.
Oopsie.
Right?
Head down.
Right?
Yes, of course. Yes.
All right, cool.
Session.
Why not?
I'll
Good now.
back, make sure everyone gets down.
Okay. I was really hoping for everyone to have to roll now. As you make your way down, as you arrive back in the 2 tunnels, one going to the north, one going to the south, you can see the 3 doors on the one wall and 3 doors on the other wall. What do you guys want to do?
Well, first, before I get to the tunnel, I want to untie the rope for the sarcophagus. And out of respect for the dead, I'm going to put the 3 jars back and then take the rope and fly down.
Okay.
And that's it. Okay, so now we're at the tunnel.
The 3 remaining jars stand alone by themselves.
I say an apology. Don't know if it means anything from me, but I apologize anyway and leave.
Oops. All right, you guys are out in the tunnel. The tunnel goes to the north, and the tunnel goes to the south. Remember, there are the 3 doors on the one wall and the 3 doors on the other wall. Which way do you guys want to go?
Well, I'll ask the doors down here. Say, what'd you guys find when you guys were down here?
Well, you said to wait at the base of the wall, so we waited at the base of the wall. Were we supposed to be exploring then?
I can't believe you actually did what we asked.
You listened.
I'm just a little surprised.
And we gathered them back, and then we all went to
Well, in their little time of exploring, what did they find?
They hadn't gone but like a few feet down the tunnel.
And they didn't see anything?
Do you want to take a couple steps down the tunnel? You'll see the same things they did.
I was just asking what they've seen.
No, they like.
I thought they explored a lot more than what it apparently sounds like. So, all right. Well, what do you guys want to do? I guess we can just go pick a tunnel and go. It doesn't really matter. Go left.
Salty air tunnel or tunnel with no.
The things as a
air
DM
and
you
old
think will
snow?
take a long time to get to move things.
Salty air.
Salty air.
I vote salty air.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Yep. Salty air.
There we go.
Salty air passageway.
All right. So you walk past the 3 doors on the right wall. And as you head down this 10-foot tunnel, you see a large pile of rubble. And along the left side, you can see that the ceiling has caved in here. And rocks are strewn along one side of the tunnel. And as you come even closer, you realize that there was a T-junction here, but it looks like the left turn completely caved in. And now there's only a turn to the right. And you're definitely starting to smell salt.
Continue.
All right. As you proceed forward, I need everyone to make... Who's in front?
Probably me.
Okay, Orin, I need you to make a dexterity save.
Of course.
Guess we should have had the road checking for traps.
7.
And getting me killed? I don't know.
That's what the road does.
7.
All right. As you walk down the tunnel towards the edge, Orin, your eyesight catches just for a moment the sign of a blade arcing out of the wall, scything across the middle of the corridor before it slams into you, dealing you 7 points of slashing damage before it disappears into the wall.
Watch out, there's a trap.
The penitent. Penitent.
Thank you.
The what?
I had a short or snort stroke. Strong. There it is.
Stroke or stroke.
I don't know what on earth is going on with your camera, guys, but it is just not cutting it tonight.
We're all having issues.
Yeah.
I restarted my computer twice tonight for some reason.
I don't know what's going on with everyone's internet and computers.
Everybody on the
Everyone's
world is
using
on the
internet
internet right now because it's Friday night.
We never had this,
And I feel
this much
alright.
trouble.
The pennant?
The party's here on the west side.
I got you, John. All right.
No one got the. This is how we do it, Prince. Okay.
I heard you, man.
I'll continue forward looking for traps.
Okay. How? Roll me a perception check, Orin.
Oh, yay.
Intended. Is that how it's pronounced, Dan?
16.
Penitent.
Penitent. Thank you.
I don't know that word.
16.
All right. As you look down at the floor, you realize that there are indeed pressure plates here. They're easy to avoid now that you're looking for them, but they are set near the near the entrance here.
All right, I'll point them out.
All right.
Watch your step.
You reach the
Thanks,
T-junction.
Laura.
As you do, you realize that the right side descends in a staircase. In steps. Descends in stone steps.
Okay.
And you can see, you don't have dark vision, so...
I have a torch out.
Okay. The room beyond is a dark shape. Just dark.
Okay.
The whole room is just black ahead of you. But it looks like a big room.
Does it look like my light from my torch is like stopping at a point or just kind of like fading out?
Your light only enters about 5 feet into the room from the top of the stairs. It's a 10-foot
Go
stairs
farther
down.
than that?
The
Should the torch go further than that?
torchlight only extends 10 feet.
But it's only going 5 feet now.
I'm giving you like a little bit of extra visibility. You're standing at the top of a 10-foot stone steps, and then you can see 5 feet beyond that into the room.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I'll continue down.
All right.
Are you looking for pressure plates?
I'm always looking for pressure plates.
Roll a perception check, Orin.
Penitent. Man will pass.
21.
21. As you carefully examine the stone steps, you see no traps, nothing that raises your attention here. And Eve, Melusine, Thoric, not Thoric. Thoric, do you have dark vision?
Yeah, man.
You do?
I'm
Okay.
a dwarf.
So everyone except Orin has dark vision, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yes.
okay. All right. As all of you start coming down the steps, you begin to pick out shapes inside the room ahead of you. There
What
appear to be large stone statues at odd angles inside this room. Some of them leaning, some of them standing mostly upright. A large obelisk is placed in the center of the room here. And hanging from that obelisk is a skeletal figure with a rope around their neck.
Nope, let's leave. No.
Wow, that was quick.
All around this room, the floor is covered in sand. But the room definitely smells of it, has a strong, salty smell.
I'm not stepping on that sand.
Andy,
Moved from
is there
stone floor to sand.
are there any like
Gary.
objects?
What you got, Thor?
Are there any objects like a stone or something around, like pick up and throw?
Sure, I'll say
in
you
the-
can
in the
find
sand?
you can find a piece of rubble. You just passed a cave in, so if you wanted to grab one of those pebbles, you could.
Yeah, I'm just gonna grab a couple and just kind of throw them around the room just to see if it triggers anything or if it kind of, I don't know.
Why is it always the short ones that start throwing things into things that they don't understand?
As
Don't disturb the water.
As the sound of the rocks bouncing off of the stone statues reverberates through this vast room, you realize this room is huge. It must be at least as much longer as you can see into it beyond, because the sound echoes back at you from the back end of the room, and it takes a little while to get to you. Nothing happens in the sand here. Interestingly, though, as you're looking around the room, you do see pieces of long, dried wood sticking out of the sand here. And they appear to be vaguely boat-shaped.
It seems like the ocean dried up, and that's where all the salt's coming from. This boat was left behind. Or it was teleported here somehow.
And we're underground now?
You're underground?
Like underwater sea, underground sea.
So, you guys are all... None of you are stepping on the sand, right? You're all standing on the steps? Or did you enter the room?
No, I kind of stopped.
Okay. So you guys can't really see that far into the room, but I need Eve, Gary, and Thork and Melusine to go ahead and roll me perception checks. These are sight-based bard, that's why you're not doing it.
13.
Okay.
I mean, is there a reason why I can't see either?
There's rubble between you and it.
Woo!
19.
Mod 22.
What'd you get, Mel?
19.
Eve, what'd you get?
15.
Okay. All of you except for Gary notice that there are two holes, one on the left side of the room, one on the right side of the room. These are large holes, almost big enough for a person to stand up in, easily wide enough for them to crawl through. And they are set halfway up the wall on the left side and on the right side.
Nope, I don't like them.
They also seem to have sand in the bottom of the hole. And they come out of the wall.
Nope.
I'll let you know what we see.
Wait, like
Nope, sand's
Like
gonna
a
come
Super
out of
Mario
those tunnels and
tunnel?
drown us.
They're
We're going to drown
They're
in
coming
sand.
out of the wall like this. So, actually, I should have drawn this out sooner.
like sewer tunnels or something?
Yeah, like sewer tunnels.
They're to the sides of us?
They're to the sides of you.
I think we should just take our money and run.
Yeah, you
So,
said there's
this is the room that you're in. You're at the bottom of those steps, and you can see the there are
Get in
statues.
again?
Storm, remember? It's not good by now.
But I think it caved in the exit.
Trap.
Some B.
That's what you can see roughly rubble-wise in the middle of the room. And those two circles here, those are the sewer-sized openings in the wall.
Wait, put that drawing back up.
Sure.
Look at it. It's going to be a ship and a bottle with sand in it. We don't need to go in here. That's what looks like a bottle that you would put like a little ship in.
Shut up. Ship in a bottle.
Where's the cork?
We're about to find out, I'm sure.
I will find out where the cork is.
We're going to be stuck in here.
Well, we got to go through.
So,
There's
like-
nowhere else we can go.
Maybe we can stay.
Malcolm from behind you is like, well, if you don't want to be going this way, there was that tunnel back to the south.
All right.
That's
Sure.
true.
Yes, there was that other tunnel. We
Yeah.
could go check
Go
it out
south.
before we die a sandy death.
You can go stand at the mouth of that tunnel, and we can vacillate there as well.
Let's
Let's
do
do
that,
that.
and then we'll pick which one seems like a better death, because I don't want to be buried alive.
The other one smelled like no airflow or death, and it smelled like death. This one has some sort of airflow through it, so there's gotta be an exit.
That's true.
The other one had no airflow, and it was a stenchy old smell.
The dwarves start heading off back to the south.
The dwarves think it's a good idea, and they live underground.
Alright, let's follow the dwarves.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna offer to fly and not touch the sand, but look into the tunnels.
Okay.
Well, look at that. Let's
That was
get
kind of
that.
smart.
Yeah, we should do that first, maybe.
Okay. So,
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Doing it regardless.
Eve, roll me an investigate check, ma'am. As you fly into the room.
16.
All right. As you look into the, as you fly into the room, you see that there are other holes in the wall. As your vision expands into the room, you see that there are a number of statues. Looks like these statues were stacked up against the wall, and they've slowly fallen in towards the middle of the room. The sand does indeed conceal not one, but several wooden shapes that resemble ships that have been decaying into the sand at the bottom of this room. And as you approach the wall, you can see that there are several of these large holes, evenly spaced all along the room, and they go down. And as you approach them, you can see that there is a kind of a puddle of sand at the a pool of sand at the bottom of this tube that goes into the wall and up.
Pool of sand?
Basically, the sand is pooled here.
This used to be a flood chamber. That's what it's gotta be.
Okay. Is it big enough for me to be able to fly through?
Not to fly through, but you can crawl through it.
I'll think about it. What about the other one?
The other one looks exactly the same.
Okay. Do I notice anything in the sand other than the decaying ships? Any movement? Any?
I think you might see a bone here or there.
And what about the
Roll.
hanging?
All right, as you fly towards the hanging form, you can see that he has wrapped a rope around this sarcophagus, this obelisk. He has wrapped a rope around the sarcophagus. It looks like a self-tied knot, and a poor noose
Obelisk.
has been constricted around his neck. It wasn't a good noose because you can tell that he choked out instead of breaking his neck. His neck is still fully intact, and he hangs from this obelisk just a few feet underneath this rope. Still has one of his hands like stuck in the rope.
And I'm guessing with it just being bone, there's no clothes or anything.
It's got still some sinew stuck on here and a good bit of robes on him, and looks like newer robes and armament on him. He has like a crude leather bandolier that has a number of spelunking tools on it. Most of them have begun to decay.
So nothing that would be of use.
Nothing that stands out to you. It just looks like an adventurer's outfit. Doesn't look like a Riverland outfit. Riverland elf.
Is there anything special about the obelisk he hangs from?
Looks like an ancient obelisk. It is leaning at an angle, though. And he secured his rope to the point at the very top of it.
So when you say that he did it, it looks like suicide?
That's what it looks like.
Interesting.
That
Which
or
is what will happen
that or a
all of
seriously botched execution.
Alright, I'll fly back to the stairs, tell them, hey, it looks like a flood passage. Because it looks like if you need any of the tunnels, and there are more than one, any of the tunnels we would go down, there's a pool of sand at the bottom and then something that raises up. Or there's an opening at the top.
Wait a second. Wait a second. Do I feel these might line up where that on the outside where that sand was dipping? Remember where the airflow was going and the sand would drop?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, about the different little, looks like they were dugout spots.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
dugout spots. I wonder if this has to do with that.
Like those are the other end of the tunnels or something.
Yeah.
Well, there's only one way to find out, but I can't fly through the tunnels. I'd have to walk or crawl through and then fly up.
Well, the concern would be, obviously, I was trying to go up those tunnels and then a bunch of sand or air pushes us back down, buries us underneath. Now, when you were flying around, the sand piles, did those look fresh or did it look like they were being added onto? Like, how much sand was there?
Would I have noticed that?
The
Or
sand,
sand?
none of it looked very recently disturbed. However, you do recall when Orn asked this question. I don't know why I keep doing that, Thoric. Sorry. You do recall when Orn asked this question that you don't recall seeing any footprints from the person who hung themselves.
I'll mention that.
Oh, maybe someone got drug and hung up there after
There's
a
no-
struggle.
Does the sand look like it's been disturbed at all?
Nope. Looks very smooth.
Like our pathway is there because we're on like a staircase, right, where it drops down.
You're not on the sand yet, Gary.
No, like on the stone or wherever we're on. Is there drag marks or anything that
No.
would show
Nope.
footsteps or anything?
Thoric, what do you think? Yep.
Honestly,
That's what we all think.
yeah.
Hmm.
Honestly, I think we'd risk it if we go in there,
Let's go
but
check
I don't see another alternative. Because
We
the southern tunnel was so,
No, there
and the
was-
airflow thing is really getting.
You cut out there, Thoric. What'd you say? What about the southern tunnel?
Yeah, the southern tunnel was stale, and we don't have any wind. But where we are now, there's, airflow. That's what I say. There's airflow. That's what's kind of, keeping my interest in this location
at least
for
go
the time being.
we know this place is here, so we can at least go explore the other way. And if that leads to nothing or something where we don't know, then we can, make a more informed decision on what we need to do.
Yeah.
Well, as you guys are deciding, echoing down the tunnel from the south, you hear a loud bang.
Well,
You hear
Heading south
you
doesn't
hear
seem good.
several cries and exclamations. The sound of metal on metal. The sound of
thought that we had one bomb.
the sound of stone crashing, and then rapidly the sound of rushing feet clambering down the tunnel towards you, followed by cries and exclamations behind them.
Wait, did the dwarves just sneak off and go?
They did sneak up. They
They
said
said
they were
they were
going.
They said they were going to the south.
Yep. One of the dwarves comes around the corner and he goes, "Run! Run, mate!" And he just dives into just heads out into the sand, tossing sand around him as he just books it out down into the darkness and disappears.
I went after him. I'm gone.
I like how you maintained the accent. That was awesome.
And
Well, I suppose we're going this way.
after another moment, a couple more dwarves round the corner. One of them is Malcolm. He's got this large tubular contraption in his hand. He's got one hand with a wadded cloth. He's ramming it down there, and he goes, "Demons! Demons! Run! Run! Bury demons!" And he runs. He stands at the sand, looks at all of you, and he goes, "Ah, to hell with it!" And he just dives into the sand. And he and the two other dwarves go running out. Behind him, two more dwarves come around the corner, their eyes wide as saucers.
That's fine.
Gary's taking off in the sand behind Malcolm.
All right.
I'm gonna go behind Gary.
Jesus.
I'll be the last to fall in line.
Same here.
So you've seen 5 dwarves come round the stone right now. There's still a sound of scraping stone. Sounds like metal on chalkboard coming down the tunnel, getting louder and louder and louder.
Can we shut the door?
There is no
Right,
door.
so buried alive sounds great.
No.
And I'm also going to,
What door?
Jump on in there.
I don't know. Just shut a door.
There's no door.
So Mel, what are you doing?
I think buried alive sounds like a great death, and I'm gonna also pop on down into the sand.
All right, Ben will follow you. Eve, what are you doing?
I'm standing with not Ord.
Orn?
Orn. Because they're saying demons, who's gonna know better than me?
All right. So Thoric and Bard and Gary and Melusine, along with Banab and Cyclops, dive into the sand and are chasing after the dwarves. One dwarf, his face bloodied from a gash that has torn his skin back, and you can see the exposed bone
Ew.
underneath it. Comes around comes around the corner, and just before he makes it all the way around the corner, you see a large glowing greenish hand grab him and haul him back around the corner as he.
Enough to grab a
Hold
dwarf.
on. How large?
It is a very large
How-
hand. Very
Like-
large.
The whole body of the dwarf, kind of.
Large
kinda
enough to
large?
cover his head and most of his chest.
So it's almost like Rancor style.
Like a clawed, mostly flesh hand, but it is glowing green as it does. And
when I
then-
see that, I run.
All right. The tunnel around you illuminates, Eve, as a glowing 10-foot-high figure with the head of a dog and the body of an extremely muscular elf rounds the corner. His left hand his entire body glows green, and you can see he wears solid gold armor, gold pauldrons, a gold girth guard, and he has in one hand a brilliant khopesh that glows a solid gold. And he eyes you for a second, his green hand slick with red blood as he licks his fingers in his canine jowls. Looks down on you with a strange look in his eye. He's like looking at you.
Do I recognize him? Like, would I anything I've read?
Did we go to the same school?
This looks
Don't
like
know, maybe.
your study. This looks like a living Ushapti.
Living what?
This looks like a living tomb guardian. These are stone. They're kind of like Egyptian gargoyles. They were supposed to defend the tombs and prevent people from robbing them. This looks like a living form of that creature.
Well, it didn't do a good job.
Amazing.
As it stands here, and looks at you. It like looks you over, and you can see it kind of mentally it's kind of like undressing you with its eyes, because it like looks all over you.
I'm used to it.
Doesn't see something, and just turns around and starts shuffling back.
Hell?
Friend?
You get the sense that it didn't see something that it was looking for.
Got out of the aggro range. Got it.
Now, see, one of Eve's flaws as being a sage is I would rather put my life at risk to witness something like this than run. Especially if someone says it's almost demon-like, and that didn't seem like a demon.
This does
That
not.
was amazing.
They said demon. This you are certain is not a demon. This looked a lot like a construct, but it had more energy to it than most of the constructs that you've seen. All over its body, you could see that there was a magical energy that was wrapping and holding its surface together, almost propelling it forward. And that was what was giving it that greenish glow. So as you did manage to stand here and look at it, you were able to ascertain that it didn't actually glow green. It was actually all the wards and runes that glowed green all over it that give it the resemblance of glowing green. So
And this didn't look like the body in the sarcophagus.
it did not look like the body in the sarcophagus. This had an animal head, a dog's head. Meanwhile,
But it, room,
sorry,
it left the room.
it went back around the corner.
Well, it looks like this is our direction.
Meanwhile, out on the sand, Thoric, Bard, and Gary, with Melusine shuffling behind you, all of you begin to hear a chittering. A kind of
Oh, no.
a clicking and clacking that seems to come from all directions at once. Begins to
Freaking beetles.
Fires!
No. Scarab beetles or something.
The damn skeleton
Beetle!
man people.
begins
Better
to
I'm
be
gonna
the beetles from the mummy.
as you head deeper and deeper into the sand. You hear an exclamation from ahead, a scream that echoes and fills the room. And suddenly, Malcolm and the other dwarf that were running in front of you are running back, and you hear a loud bang as Malcolm discharges the thing that is in his hands, and the air in front of him turns black and red, and the entire chamber illuminates, and you can see all of the sand in front of you beginning to bubble and burst as small little black insects are bursting out of the sand.
Mommy!
I'm
Should we just
immediate
go?
retreat on myself and
Yeah.
run back.
No, we're running. I'm running
Yeah, I'm
back.
going back.
Up that
Back
tunnel.
to the
In
stairs.
fact, I trip Gary as he's running.
He catches in the
We're
beetle.
dead. You can't trip me.
You could
Yeah, I
see,
can. It's
you
supposed
could
to stand
see
in your
some
face.
kind of a shape that was writhing on the ground beyond Malcolm and the other dwarf. You can see another shape further out into the sand. The dwarf that had run first out into the sand is now writhing in the sand, covered in a seething swarm of black as he falls to the sand.
That was always
So-
a great part of it.
As you turn around, you can see the doorway behind you is illuminated green by this 10-foot figure that towers over Eve in the doorway. And just to the right of that, in the middle of the sand, you can see the rough outline of a ship.
For the demon.
It's not a demon.
We don't know that yet.
How much of the ship is
I'm
like
expeditiously retreating to the stairs.
Most of it, Bard. It's kind of like resting in the sand.
Wait, we're running towards the construct demon thing now?
I am.
Where are you running,
You said
Gary?
it.
Thor-
Is there like, you showed 3 like platform things in the sand, didn't you?
There are those are statues. You can try climbing up on one if you want to.
Oh, I thought they were like little plateau things.
They are
How far is the deck of the ship from me?
from you, Bard. Maybe 20 feet.
Can I poof up there to the top
Absolutely,
deck?
you got it.
I'm running up the tunnel.
Oh wait, I took a short rest. I would, you know what? I'm gonna poof too, where Bard poofed.
Welcome to the poof party.
But his is a misty poo.
Yeah, I don't get as many poofs as you.
Dude, swamp ass from up here.
You know, we haven't said fuck yet all night.
Damn it!
Right at 10 o'clock.
That's really it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna fork you up.
Okay, so the ship is behind the obelisk. As you make your way further into the room here, you can see the ship alongside you. You assumed it was just part of the wall, but now you can plainly see that it is, in fact, a ship. And Bard, as you teleport up onto this ship, you see that there are no beetles on this ship.
Okay, so I'm gonna be at the was it stern? The bow?
Stern is the back, the bow is the front.
Yeah, turn it back.
Okay, yeah. I'm at the very tip, whatever the little thingy mast.
prow.
Thingy. Yeah,
I feel like I can fly spot.
yeah. I'm gonna be just
I
hanging out on that.
can
Yeah, I'm king of the world kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Bard, as you do move to the prow, you can see the not even moving anymore form of the dwarf just sort of rocking back and forth as the massive bugs moves all over it, picking it clean. They swarm around the sand, but are lying still as Malcolm and the other dwarf climb aboard the ship. And strange, as their feet leave the sand, the bugs seem to lose all interest in them.
Trimmers.
As it leaves the sand.
As it leaves the sand.
Trimmers.
Interesting.
So we're gonna have to climb the walls like you did a little while ago.
I'm already going up the tunnel. The one that she couldn't fly through, I'm going up one of those.
So here's where we're going to leave it for tonight. Orn has managed to climb into one of the cylindrical tubes in the wall and is. Did you go in for the left wall or the right wall?
Right.
Cool. All right. So Orn is in the right wall. Gary, Melusine, and Thoric and Bard have all clambered aboard this old elven barge.
Wait, was I able to climb on it?
The railing was very low. Sorry, you poofed onto it. Excuse me.
Well, I wouldn't have pooped if I could just climb on
Yeah.
it.
You know.
I thought it was far from me.
It was about 20 feet away. You can just climb on it if you want to.
That's fine.
You were chased by bugs as you did. Melusine, you've made it onto the ship as well. Thoric, you're on the ship as well. So tonight we're going to leave it here as
And
Eve
Bernard.
I'm not on the
and
ship
Ben
yet.
out as Eve successfully stared down the glowing Ushabti and stands alone at the edge of the sand. And the rest of you are marooned on a ship.
I'm the really smart one.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will be back here next Friday. Next Friday is good for everyone, right? I should meant to ask that before.
Yeah.
Cool. It's great for me. So, we will pick up our next broadcast. Will be on, because I am so prepared. Hey, May 1st. Be on May 1st. Well done. So, name for this session. Any suggestions?
Buried alive is actually not bad.
Mummy guts.
Get to glory.
Guts and
Guts and
glory.
glory. I like
That's good. I like that one. Do we have any
The-
suggestions from the
The
audience?
secret guardian.
Oh,
Well, seeing as we spent half the episode with the sarcophagus, yeah,
I
The
like
guardian sarcophagus.
Guts and Glory.
I like Guts and Glory.
Yay!
All right. Well,
This is the day I've been useful.
I think that is where we'll call it for tonight, guys.